Which brings us to this week's Build Your Big Three Best 90s Movies Edition.
I am going to go with The Big Lebowski.
Oh,
I didn't have that written down.
I didn't have that
love
written
that
down
movie.
either.
And
so
I
much.
love that movie. Oh,
That is a great
see, that's what I'm
movie.
talking about. I
You
just
need a pinky toe? I can get you a pinky toe.
The Big Lebowski. Excellent choice.
Man,
Oh.
Roll on Shabbos.
Sober shows.
well,
Market a 0.
Here we go.
Wake up with the Sleeper Boys podcast, hosted by me and my brothers Bill and Dean. On this week's episode, we break down the week that was, old dudes getting pissed off, Build Your Big Three 90s Movies Edition. Of course, if we're going to the past, we got to figure out the future during Dean's conspiracy theory of the week. And then the show was some fun during Bill's Balls games. Speaking of, Bill, how you been, man?
Good. Happy end of the week. Well, our recording date's the end of the week.
Beginning of
if
the
you're
week.
listening to this, happy beginning of the week.
Woo! Way to wake up.
Wake up on Monday morning. A couple of quick things, little housekeeping items. YouTube channel is now Wake Up with the Sleeper Boys podcast. A lot easier to find when you search it instead of going with BDE Sports or Podcast Media. It is now Wake Up with the Sleeper Boys. So check out any past episodes. If you can please like and subscribe and share the show with people, that would be great. I'm talking to you, super fan Brian. He is literally our super fan. He came up this weekend and I wish I had written down some of the things that he said to me, but I was actually quite impressed by his knowledge of our show. He's literally listened to every episode. So I did tell him I'd shout out the present he got me.
What?
Nice.
He got you a plate?
It's a wooden wall decor.
But you can eat off it.
I could, because he also got me, candidate for gift of the year, 2 pounds of venison jerky.
Oh, nice.
That's the perfect thing to eat venison jerky off of. For those listening on Spotify, it was a circular.
Thank you.
To me, because he's just showing it to us through the screen. It looked like a big plate. It was a Detroit Lions plate, blue and silver, with the lion and the state of Michigan in the middle. So he got a really nice plate.
Yeah.
And
number one seed.
And a good dry handy.
True. Quillett's got those.
He's got those working man hands,
He does. You want a little callus in that bad boy? Yeah.
And if you want to see this wall decor, this Lions decor, go to the YouTube channel if you're listening. It's fun. It's a lot more fun to watch than listen. But the venison jerky had me wondering.
Just watch this.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
They don't know what happened.
Oh, you have no idea what I just did right there.
You'll have to tune in. It did have me wondering, the jerky was an awesome gift, right? What food do you guys think someone could give you as a gift and you'd be like, oh, F yeah. This might be.
I mean, there's a multitude of things I could get food-wise that I'd be pretty stoked about. I actually recently bought myself a little gift, and those little Filipino shortbreads that Mom has, those in the wrappers.
Oh yeah.
I bought 3 packs of them on Amazon, and I love them. So I mean, anybody could have just gifted me that, and I'd been pretty cool with it. So,
I mean,
cheesecake. Take a cheesecake any day.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, you got to think about it. Like, is this something that they've had wrapped and just sitting under the tree for a couple days, or like, are they going to the fridge to bring you a wrapped present?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's whatever you. Obviously, like they're not going to give you like a 3-day-old warm steak, but just assume that everything's fresh, right?
I mean, yeah, dude, you can get me a New York strip anytime, and I'd be pretty jacked about that.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, no, that's a great gift. Not crazy expensive either, really. If you're just getting a steak for one, done plenty of times. I mean, jerky, obviously.
Yeah,
great choice. Summer sausage, it's like those little kits with the cheese and the summer sausage. I've gotten that a couple times over the years.
Clint got me one of those last year. It was like artisan meats.
Yeah, never upset about those.
Or even the classic choice, the popcorn with the 3 sections.
Take that too.
Oh yeah,
that people do this all the time.
I correlate the 3 popcorn tins with like the 97 X-Men animated series, because we had the movie, we had a VHS. Yeah, that we had a couple of those, and I remember just sitting there because I got one of those popcorn tins, and I just binge watched at the time, which would have been rewinding and starting over again. The X-Men movie, I don't know, 10 times, and just eating that popcorn tin, and that was just the best.
So many kernels in your teeth.
Oh, just incredible amount.
Bleeding from your gums.
It was 97, so yeah, I'd be 10. Yeah, I probably had a chew in too.
Oh yeah, brother.
Popcorn.
A couple other things. They just wanted to say thoughts go out to the people with the fires that are affected by the fires in California. That's pretty freaking nuts. Have you guys seen like any of those pictures?
It's like the biggest one in history now.
Dude, it is crazy. Insane.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I haven't seen. Is there fires going on out there?
Yeah.
No way.
I think I saw the smoke over Michigan recently.
Really?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, definitely.
Those could have been just regular clouds, but it felt like smoke from California.
Yeah.
Felt cleaner somehow. I don't know.
Their fire smoke's cleaner than our clouds, probably.
The only other thing was there's a winter storm warning in Texas.
I saw that too.
Yeah, they're gonna get like 5 inches of snow, which
no way,
almost too much snow. Some would say
that's way too much.
That's an enormous amount.
3 inches of snow is about max. About what you need.
That's what most people can handle.
That's all you need.
Most people can only handle 3 inches of snow.
Yeah.
Any more than 3 inches is just
you get up to 5.
Too much.
Yeah,
that's a stallion's worth of snow.
Yeah, impressive. Some might say.
Yeah. Some say it hurts to have that much snow,
It does. Bare hands in there. It's cold.
Yeah, for sure.
I dealt with that this morning.
So, yeah, just a couple things that I saw.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. I saw that thing in Texas. They were already like the highways were all backed up and stuff already. And
are they evacuating?
I mean, everything closes when it snows past what, like?
No, I mean it started snowing.
Yeah, no, everybody. It was just a road clip, like probably from like a street lamp or something, and it was just like the highway, and it was just completely backed up and stopped, and like I'm assuming it looked like cop car lights like going in the distance. It's just like, man, like it's
what the road look like.
it didn't look that bad. In all reality, like looking at that's exactly what I thought when I was looking at it too. I was like, that doesn't look that bad.
Yeah, but they don't have like the
They don't-
resources to, you know,
Right.
they don't have salt trucks and
True. That's true. I mean, the roads were covered in snow, but
I mean, is that going to stop you?
it wouldn't. No.
no, we'd have to go to work.
Yeah.
But we live with it, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
we're completely used to it, right?
Yeah.
It makes sense. But yeah, no, my week was pretty good. I heard this funny story. It kind of ends happy, kind of, but it was like a first date story again, you know. And this guy, his friends like dared him to like go talk to like whoever he thought was like the hottest girl in the bar or whatever, and he like went up to this girl who he thought was the hottest or whatever, and was like super nervous about it and stuff. And I guess she ended up thinking it was cute. And after a while, she was like, let's go back to your place. And he was like, oh, like, like this doesn't like happen all the time.
Yeah.
And so they're back at his place. And like as he described it, it was going in a way to where like more was going to happen, And she was like,
yeah.
I just need to go in your bedroom for a second. Just to like get ready. And he was like, okay. She was like, just wait out here. And he was like, sitting in his kitchen, I guess. he ends up like he's alone with his thoughts now, and he like starts getting like super nervous again. And so he was like, I gotta do something, like, because obviously he's like, this girl's very experienced, like she knows what she's doing. I need to not look like I'm not as inexperienced as she is. So he's like looking around, and he was like, what's like sexy? He's like, like strawberries and like whipped cream. And he was like, but he didn't have any of that. So he just used what he had, and it was Nutella. He had like a jar of Nutella, and he rubbed it all over his stuff, and he thought it would look, so he gets like butt naked, and he rubs it all over his crotch area, right? And he was like, this looks weird. Like maybe I should spread it out so it doesn't look as weird. So he covered his whole body in Nutella. and so she says she's ready, and he goes in there, and she just goes, she thought he like pooped himself and just like wiped it all, and she just got up and left, I guess. He's like, wait, hold on.
That can't be real.
He ended up getting a second date with her though, because he somewhat explained it to her on the thing. But I was like, man, I don't know if I've ever done anything like that to like try to impress somebody. But
no,
yeah.
no, I've
like,
never done
like
that.
you just did something thinking it would be like a good idea, and then going into it, and then they're like, whoa, like get I don't know. Like, you got to play it cool, man. You can't be rubbing Nutella all over your body, giving yourself blackface with Nutella.
Gosh, I can't think of anything like that either.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
What's going through your mind?
I would have just like stood there,
rub it all over my body. Because I guess when he realized it was a bad idea, obviously his crotch was covered in Nutella, but he had one full arm covered in Nutella, and he was like, well, it's too late to go back now.
It's so not. Just get the paper. You're in the kitchen. Get paper towel and water.
And he like rubbed it in like to where it looked like it was like a tan.
I think it's half made up, to be honest with you.
It could be, but I thought it was funny. And then I was
it could be real. I mean, people have
a lot
done
of Nutella,
stuff, man.
That's a ton of Nutella.
And those jars are not that big.
I mean, he might not have been
typically
a very big guy, though. I mean, for me, it would take probably 3 jars of Nutella to cover me into this beautiful body.
I mean, I'm sure they do, but I haven't seen them in like the giant Jif containers type of Nutella. They're usually in like 8 ounce.
Like a little, like not much bigger than like the regular size, though.
Yeah.
It's like a little taller, but yeah, no, I thought that was funny. Like, I was gonna swear, but that's just absolutely crazy. And I was looking And I was looking through secondhand birdies again. And my buddy, he's been doing really well. I mean, as of recent, like everything is if you don't get it as soon as you see it on there, like it's gone. Like it sells quick. So if you see it on there on the website, you have to just go ahead and just go for it. He's got this really, I actually considered getting it myself, but he's got this nice Dunlop. It's a quality club rating of a 5, so that's his best quality club. And it's a Black Max 6-iron. The thing looks clean, looks super clean. Only $12 right now. Definitely worth looking into. And if you're just looking for an iron, it looks like it has an oversized grip too, which is almost exactly what I look for in a club. But yeah, if you're looking for quality clubs at a discounted price, definitely check out secondhandbirdies.com and give them a look. It's definitely worth just taking a gander and getting a cheap club just a really good price. So Secondhand Birdies, check it out.
Oh, heck yeah, man. I mean, that sounds awesome. I haven't golfed like you guys have at all. You know, I think the last time I golfed was with you guys. So this was a little stretch of time ago, but
when you came up here.
Yeah,
that was wild.
Yeah, I don't know if I've been up since. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, it's always, you always bring it up, and I'm always like, man, I'd like to try some other stuff out. And I always think about it. I'm gonna pull the trigger one of these days, man, and
just grab a club.
Just grab something. You
can essentially get a full set of honestly pretty decent clubs for less than $100 plus a bag. You know what I'm saying? And then even if you get like the cheap clubs at like Dick's Sporting Goods, it's $300. That's what I did with my bag. And now I'm trying to slowly get rid of all the clubs that came with the case, because they're not great clubs. Like the clubs I use the most are the 2 clubs that didn't come with the set. So it's worth it. I mean, just to check it out and see whatever fits you. And, different people hit different clubs better, so.
If I can make a suggestion, if he's listening, if at any point he could add like a left-handed section.
He does have some left-handed clubs. I just, you know how hard it is to find just left-handed clubs in general.
Well, yeah, and I know that's what I'm saying. But like, if he ever has the time to like add like one of the sections on there, for us backwards handers. But I mean, it's his website. I don't want to. It's like, my bad. Secondhandbirdies.com.
Secondhandbirdies.com. Check it out.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I mean, moving on. I mean, not a whole lot else is going on. I mean, the same old stuff, man. I mean, I'm always running around practices and kids' games and stuff like that. I mean, I'm just busy. Like just regular busy stuff. Hard to get anything else going, but that's why a lot of times when things come up, it's usually at the store or I'm driving or something, because that's just like the general. I guess that's where most people are doing. They're either home or work or at the store or driving, right? And so last Sunday I was at the store just to grab a few things, you do for the day. And honestly, I just went around this old guy in the aisle. Like, I didn't need where he was standing in front of.
Mm-hmm.
He had his cart. I was just going around him. And he's just like, hey, as like I'm passed by, he's like, hey. I'm like, hi, yeah, oh, yeah, hey, like, sorry, say all the stuff when you're like, oh, yeah, hey, sorry, my bad.
Now I'm gonna walk away. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, okay. I'm like, well, I was like, do you I was like, do you need some help? Because he was pretty old. I mean, I don't know how old, but had a little bit of that hunch going.
Right.
I was like, well, I was like, sorry, hey, do you need some help? And he's like, you almost hit me. I was like, I don't think so. I kind of went around you there, but I'm sorry. My bad,
Yeah,
I was
whatever.
like, I was just like, hey, sorry about that. I'll just go on. And he's just like, yeah, that's right.
You're like, I'm gonna
And
fight
in my
this old man.
head,
in the
in my
store.
head, I'm like, oh, I want to give it back to this guy so bad, but I didn't. I let it go. I mean, he was that old.
Yeah.
To where I'm
If you're
like,
letting it go, yeah. then-
yeah, I mean, it takes that sometimes, right? I
Yeah.
mean, there's got to be a line. I mean, the dude was just old and hunched, and he was pissed, I guess, and didn't like that I walked around him.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was a weird situation to me, but I'm like, I don't know why he's mad right now. And then I'm checking out, and I see this like family, and this dude is probably, I would say, from our age, I guess me and Bill's age, more to like 47-ish. And it looks like he's got I don't know if it's a wife or girlfriend, and a couple kids. They're all dressed very normal. Like she's wearing I don't know if they went to church or something, but they're just fairly nice, except for the dad.
Okay.
Who's like, you got the full gray beard, but he's got the pants like around his thighs, and like a backwards basketball jersey,
I was gonna say
and the hat, and I'm just like, what is that? What is this? It was confused. Like, one, they don't. It doesn't matter. Maybe they all do different after. I don't. Like I said, I don't know if they just got back from church or something. So it was a Sunday around 12-ish.
Right.
And I'm just like, but man, I mean, the guy to me looked older than me, and I'm just like, when do you give that up, man? Like, at what point do you just let that go? How do you not know at this point, like, that you look like a freaking idiot? Like, to be that old and white and dressed like that next to your family who looks like they just went to church.
Yeah. When are you gonna
I
stop
don't
being so
know.
fresh, dog?
When are you gonna stop being so awesome, baby?
Maybe you just came from a game. You don't know. At noon on a Sunday. It's basketball season, man.
I mean, even if he did, he still had the backwards jersey on.
Maybe the front got dirty and he just wanted to wear the back.
He wants everybody to see Derrick Rose's name on his chest.
It wasn't. It was Cleveland LeBron.
Oh.
Well,
yes, exactly.
But if it was a Chauncey Billups jersey, you'd be like, that guy is pretty cool.
Are you sure? Are you sure it wasn't like a city rec league where they were like the nickname Cavaliers and his last name's James?
I wouldn't know, but it looked like a NBA LeBron jersey. I mean, when he was turned around, it said Cleveland.
That's fair.
When his back was to me.
I tried to give the guy some hope.
It's just the team name.
I'm just saying, isn't there a point where it's like, shouldn't you adjust some? A little?
Guess it depends on what is
like where
his job.
Like wear the jersey the right way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
That could be a good
like,
start.
why does everybody have to? I mean, now I sound old saying it like that, but it's like, dude, you got your full ass hanging out with
Why
your
doesn't
kids and your
anybody have
lady.
Butterscotch candies on them all the time.
Exactly.
Them
Oh.
little strawberry things.
Yeah.
Strawberry bonbons? I
Yes.
actually love those.
Those are amazing. Anyway,
Yeah.
You can take the G out the hood and not the hood out the G.
I mean, who knows where that dude came from, right? I mean, we saw people at Marshall.
Yeah.
I see kids in the town I live in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just stop. Like the whole township that I live in has 700 people. Like, cool it.
And you got the freshest ones in town, dog.
Yeah,
Choo.
exactly. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what his thoughts were on that. I just felt like he just got into it where you should be a little past that, shouldn't you?
Yeah. You would
Yeah.
think.
But, you know, at the
Not
same
saying
time,
he's to
it's
wear
like
cargo shirts up to his belly, but I
sure,
don't know.
you like what you like. You know what I mean? Nothing. What can you do? I mean,
I don't know. When you go,
I'm not gonna go lay his clothes out for him.
no, but when you go that far, it's also because you think you look sweet.
Maybe
Well, yeah.
maybe he does.
But he does. Everybody knows he doesn't.
But did he
There
pull
might
out
be a couple
wristbands and a
people in the
headband?
whole store. Not that I noticed.
If he pulled those out, then
Well,
it's
he had a
all right.
hat on, so I don't. He could have a headband on under that.
That's a choice. That's a fashion choice right there.
You know. Just like,
Yeah,
come
no,
on,
I
man.
know what you're saying.
Yeah, I just old people at the store. I mean, that's kind of how it goes. I mean, I don't know what the old guy's problem was. I was just walking around. Maybe I walked around him and somebody behind him bumped him and he thought it was me. I mean, I have no idea. But he's like, yeah, that's right. I'm like, dude, I will lay you out with my pinky. Like, come on, dude, you're barely hanging on. It looks like you're using the cart as your walker, for crying out loud. I mean, honestly, whatever. I mean,
no star.
I mean, the one old guy I was talking a lot of trash to, was it maybe half a year ago that I'd brought up on here. I mean, he was at least walking straight up, and he was very vibrant. Looked like maybe early 60s, so maybe he's right there.
He's glowing.
I mean, he was talking trash.
He's feeling good that day.
I guess.
Feeling froggy.
That Cialis was kicking in. Who knows, man? I don't know. I mean, I just thought the way that dude was repping himself was a little outdated. That's an opinion.
It's an opinion.
I think a lot of people our age would agree.
Yeah.
I'd say the majority, but whatever, man. I mean, it can be outdated, it can't be, it will be, whatever. The one thing that never is outdated is the delicious food and offerings from the one and only Adobo Boy.
Yes, sir. If you have ever wanted to try Filipino food in a great setting, adobo boy, adobo boy, adobo boy, adobo boy, adobo boy, jeez, adobo boy is the place to go. We here at Wake Up love Filipino food, and Adobo Boy who is the official sponsor of Wake Up with the Sleeper Boys podcast. Delivers just that with their amazing food and vibes that are unmatched in the restaurant industry. With an amazing lunch menu, a dinner menu that will fulfill your need for new and flavorful food, and a weekend breakfast menu that will satisfy that morning hunger, Adobo Boy has you covered. While the menus for dinner and breakfast can vary slightly week to week, they will have 3 set items and rotate other items to give the community the different tastes of the Philippines. The main staples for lunch are there with a delicious soup, such as the beef mimi and pork belly sinigang, and addicting lumpia there for the taking. But there are 2 dishes that will for sure satisfy your taste buds and leave you full, but always wanting more. Dean, what are those amazing dishes?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We got Red's pork adobo bowl. Adobo adobo
boy.
Adobo boy.
When we talk about adobo boy, the Filipino comes out, It's slow cooked pork braised in soy sauce and vinegar, served with Jackie's achara, cucumber, fried egg, and served on rice. And then there's also the chicken adobo, which is pretty similar to the pork adobo, but it has coconut milk, which will probably make it a little bit creamier. And from what I could tell, it looked like hard boiled quail eggs instead of a fried egg on top. Definitely worth mixing them up. Don't eat them separate. Just buy 2 of each, and it'll be definitely worth it.
Oh, yeah. 2 of each. That sounds good. I'm not even hungry right now. Well,
I'm always hungry. I think I could eat 30 soft tacos.
You think you could?
Spoiler.
I'll put my quail eggs on your face.
Whoa.
What?
Right.
He loves. What? Wait, you never had quail eggs, have you? We've talked
No.
about that before.
No. I mean, I like eggs, so
You'll like quail eggs.
especially if you're giving me quail.
All right, thank you,
When I
Dean.
put my quail eggs in your mouth,
So if you're into trying
We're
new
a close
foods,
family.
you get down to that yolk.
oh,
Jeez, this is supposed to be an ad.
if you're into trying new and different foods, or just like some amazing lumpia, adobo, and vibes, stop in and say hi to owners Ace, Jackie, and Red, who are amazing people who genuinely care about your experience there. Eddie, tell the people what they're getting if they stop in.
I'll tell you what they're getting, baby. On days that I'm standing outside the restaurant, I'll have my quail eggs available for anybody who wants some of that yolk. That's the good stuff.
It's delicious.
But I'll tell you what's even better is if you go inside, you'll instantly feel better. I promise you that.
That's getting
Because you're going to notice the amazing aromas. You're going to notice the ambiance of the place. It's going to be happy. It's going to be light. You're going to feel welcome to be there. You're going to get up to the register. You're going to get to order this amazing food. And on top of that, they're going to give you 5% off everything you order just by saying Wake Up Podcast. Again, that's 5% off just by saying Wake Up Podcast at the register. It doesn't get much easier than that. You walk in, get to experience everything that's inside. You're going to really love it. People are going to be happy to see you. They're going to talk to you. They're going to take your order. They're going to bring it to you. And at the end of the day, you're also getting all that for a discount. Just by saying Wake Up Podcast at the register, getting 5% off. Again, that's Wake Up Podcast. You get 5% off. Truly a deal you can't beat, especially with that quail egg topper.
So if you want that 5% off, you want that delicious adobo, you want those amazing vibes, get down to
I'll give you the
Adobo Boy,
vibes.
where they are open Tuesday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for lunch and 5 to 7:30 for dinner. Saturday, they will be serving breakfast and lunch from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. No more dinner service on Saturday. Adobo Boy is located at 3740 28th Street Southeast in Kentwood, Michigan, inside the amazing Myanmar restaurant. Make sure you head over to adoboboygr.com for official menu items and hours, and get down there, get 5% off saying Wake Up Podcast, and get fed and get happy. It is always more fun at the Adobo Boy. Take it away.
Take what away?
I have no
I'll
idea.
never take the Adobo Boy away. Nor me having quail egg specials in front.
So that what's up next? Big three, huh?
I don't know, man. I mean, you're talking about this stuff. You can't go wrong with Adobo Boy. You can't go wrong with getting that stuff. And another thing you can't go wrong with is a great 90s movie. Which brings us to this week's Build Your Big Three Best 90s Movies Edition. So for those who don't know, Build Your Big Three is a snake style draft where we draft up 1, 2, 3, then back down 3, 2, 1 until we build our big three. And this week we are building our big three best 90s movies. The order this week is myself, then Bill, then Dean. Round one, pick one. I'm on the clock. I gotta be honest, when I said it in the text, it was easy to think like we should break this up into genres,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
But let's just see what your top 3 are.
Mm.
That was the next thought. You know what? Forget the genre. We can do that another time. But let's just see what the top 3 are. Again, I think we talked about this. Making the list, I don't even feel like I wrote all the movies I enjoyed from the 90s down.
Right.
And so I feel like there's something that's going to be lacking here, but I have to go with this one because I said about 1,000,000 times during the time it was out that it was my favorite movie, and it's still one of the greats. I got to go with Braveheart
Mm.
as my round one pick one. It really was my favorite movie.
It's a good
Still
movie.
one of my favorite movies.
That's one I didn't even have written down.
Exactly. There's things you miss.
Good
You're
movie.
like, man,
That's a good movie.
worthy of the top choice in my mind. Again, it's your big 3, right? It's not what was the most popular of all time, right? But
Well, kinda.
Braveheart. I mean, that fits usually, right? They're right up there, but to me, that was my favorite movie.
Makes sense.
All right. Well, I have the second pick, right?
You
said?
do. Round
Sweet.
1, pick 2.
Man,
And
I
my
thought
top
you were
two
going to take
choices gonna
one,
be-
and I was going to take the other.
I have no idea.
What's that?
I have no idea what you're thinking because it could be a lot of movies.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm gonna be torn on my last pick for sure.
Hey, is that a reference to last week's big 3? Natalie and Bruglia?
Mm.
Torn?
Hey,
Maybe.
off the rails real quick, but that came on my way home today on the radio.
Did it?
Yeah,
Nice.
first thing I thought it was, oh man, I gotta start belting it out.
The fortune teller's right.
Don't seem to know, seem to care. All right,
He was dignified.
all right. I am going to go with The Big Lebowski.
Oh,
I didn't have that written down.
I didn't have that
I love
written
that
down
movie
either.
And
so
I
much.
love that movie. Oh,
That is a great
see, that's what I'm
movie.
talking about. I
You
just
need a pinky toe? I can get you a pinky toe.
The Big Lebowski. Excellent choice.
Man,
Oh,
Roll on Shabbos.
sober shows.
well,
Market of 0.
my all my
What an amazing choice.
my first pick is going to be Fight Club, 1999. I wrote the years down too in case you questioned me. That's right on
That
the
was-
edge, you know what I mean?
I thought
Yeah,
Eddie
but-
was gonna go. I thought Eddie was gonna go with The Big Lebowski or Fight Club, so I was gonna go with either one.
Fight Club was on my list. I don't think I would have gone with that first regardless.
I loved that movie. I mean, I only had
yeah.
7 years in the 90s, so you know.
An amazing movie.
I'm limited.
Love it.
Fantastic movie. Probably, my favorite probably from 90s. And then my next one is going to be Any Given Sunday. My name is Willie.
Another movie.
Will it be?
Maybe I've said is my favorite a few times that I didn't even have on my
Ladies.
list.
Corn cream.
I mean,
and that is one of my favorite movies.
That is an awesome movie. That probably should have been number 1 over Fight Club, but I figured it was still there. So,
oh, dang. We haven't gone wrong yet. Bill, round 2, pick 2. We should just binge watch these over the next week and talk about them.
This is one of my favorite movies.
6 movies.
I want to.
9 movies.
Yeah. You afraid?
This
You don't
will be
have time for 9 movies?
This will be an easy binge.
I don't want to make 9 movies.
Happy Gilmore is
Mm.
my second pick.
That's a good one. I had her on here.
Dude, that's insane. What an amazing movie.
Yeah.
Another favorite.
Yeah.
That's all that's coming up. Our favorites, right?
Sure. Yeah. They're all pretty good.
Man, and I got to go back to back here.
You're gonna take one of mine, I think.
I don't think I will because I didn't have Lebowski, Gilmore, or Any Given Sunday even on my list.
Well, this one I know, at least I thought was one of your favorites, but it's definitely one of mine too. So
I feel like I'm going too serious with my pick. I mean, it's just I got to go personal stuff from the 90s, right? So
yeah.
This was my favorite movie as a younger gentleman. I got to go Batman Returns.
Okay.
It's a very personal one. It's not going to make the top 100 list of the 90s, but it does for me. It cemented my Batman fandom for the next 20 some years too.
Yeah,
I mean, I love the first one. Yeah, exactly. I watched Batman Returns so many times. Just an incredible amount of times. Because that was one that I asked for. That was the one I had for a Christmas. Was that movie. And so I got it and I watched the crap out of it as a kid would do, or anybody would do.
Yeah,
right?
For sure. Yeah.
So Batman Returns. That's right up there, and I love what they're doing with the Penguin now. That show on HBO is awesome. But anyway, moving away from that.
I haven't started it yet.
Oh, you should watch it. It's good. It's a really good series. Yeah, it's awesome. Oh man, there's so many good movies.
Yeah.
Okay. Man. All right, I gotta get away. Even though I'm gonna go with one that still makes me laugh. I'm gonna go with There's Something About Mary.
That's on my list too. That's a good one. I am surprised you didn't go with the one I thought you'd go with.
I mean, I could have gone with almost any other movie on my list.
That's fair. Yeah, that's true.
But I was like, man, I'm too.
And now I'm probably not even gonna go with that one either.
Whatever.
Sad.
You got to take it personal, right? I mean, that's where I ended up going here. I was like, I gotta just narrow it down to what I really, loved. Yeah. And those three probably sum up the 90s for me in general.
Yeah. And I know mine's gonna be there. So I'm like,
obviously I'm a big comedy person. It's just the genre I love. There's so many, but this is my personal one, and that's The Lion King.
Sure.
Classic.
Definitely. I remember
favorite. I mean, it was a toss up between that or yeah.
Well, Bill, we saw it in theaters. I don't know if Dean was. I doubt it because he would have been 2. But
right.
We saw it in theaters, and I remember when it came out on VHS. We were in the store. It might have been Kmart, and I remember we're begging Mom to buy the movie, and I remember just vowing to her that I would watch it every day for the rest of my life if she bought it. And it was probably was true for 200 days ish. I don't know. But yeah. I always think about that when I think of The Lion King.
Classic. Hit it with a Disney movie there. I am still somewhat torn, but I am going to go with a personal favorite, even though I didn't watch it in the 90s. I more watched it later on, after I graduated high school. Got really into playing poker and stuff.
Ooh.
And my third pick is going to be Rounders.
For sure.
Love Edward Norton was one of my favorite actors for a long time. Malkovich is great. Matt Damon's great. And that movie in general is fantastic.
Is that one you watched out of my collection?
No. It was one. Well, when my ex-girlfriend and I were living together and we broke up. It was her brother's. He had like a massive collection of movies that he let us borrow, and she left it there. And then so I just watched because I didn't have cable or anything then. So I just watched all these movies, and that was one of them. And I was like, man, it's like this is such a good movie.
Such a good movie.
Watch
And
it
actually,
over
I think
and
it
over
was
and over.
to me. It was Bill that recommended it to me.
Oh, really?
Bill had seen it somewhere, and he go, I don't. I just maybe it's just somewhere. It's a vague memory of Bill suggesting the movie,
Mhm.
and I could swear I remember saying like it's about like poker or whatever, but it's really good.
Yeah. Paid that man his money.
Because it was before.
that's a great movie.
It was before, right before, or maybe right at the time that like the World Series of Poker stuff was getting big.
Yeah. Well, 98.
The
All
World
my
Series
movies-
of Poker on ESPN.
No, the movie when that movie came out. You're talking about when he told you about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, all
Well,
my-
it would have
all my
been
movies
early
were from
2000s.
99, 98. I do what I can.
Wow. Okay, so that's the list.
Yeah, that's the list.
Well, you guys got some. Obviously, we all got some honorable mentions here, but I'll go over the list while you guys are getting some ready to go. We'll start with my big three because I had the first pick. I went with Braveheart, Batman Returns, and There's Something About Mary. Bill. Oh man, Bill had The Big Lebowski, Happy Gilmore, and The Lion King. Dean, Fight Club, Any Given Sunday, and Rounders.
That's a hell of a
Well,
list.
yeah,
Oh,
Dean,
this
you had the last pick, so why don't you give us the first honorable mentions here?
Okay. This is one I thought you would pick. It's Any Given Sunday actually took its spot because that's what I looked up before when I was like, oh, hold on a second before we started recording. That was the movie. I had to make sure it was in the 90s. Because it was like, right, but I thought you were going to pick Shawshank Redemption.
For sure. That was almost
Fantastic.
almost every pick.
Yeah.
For me. That's
Yeah.
crazy because like it didn't make the
It
list.
didn't even make your list.
But that was almost every pick that I
It was right. Oh no, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I mean, I could keep going. Yeah, Forrest Gump. Mama told me it was my magic shows.
Yeah.
She told me they take me anywhere. Varsity Blues, Blade.
Oh, Varsity Blues. Dang it.
I had Varsity Blues on my list. Dean's just gonna go ahead and name all of them off.
Yeah, I'm not gonna name them anymore, but
You're fine. Yeah, you had one more that you just need to say.
one I thought Bill would pick, Rookie of the Year.
I do love that movie.
Oh,
Angels in the Outfield.
Yeah.
I thought Bill looked like the kid from Rookie of the Year when we were that age.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, didn't he?
A little bit, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill,
I
you
thought
got
that
something
was
you
gonna
want to
pick
throw
that,
in?
for sure.
Like I said, Angels in the Outfield that I just remembered. What's the one where he's the manager of the Twins, the kid? I don't remember that one. Regardless, the ones that I do have listed: Jurassic Park and Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
Mrs. Doubtfire was going to take the place of Lion King, but I couldn't do it.
Sure. Yeah.
Man,
I mean,
I just remember us watching that quite a bit.
a ton. We had that VHS.
Yeah.
I mean,
I remember that. Yeah.
a lot of Doubtfire going on, but it was good. Funny. I had a bunch, man. I mean,
Yeah.
American Pie.
Yeah.
That was so funny right at the beginning, right? I mean, Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
Loved that movie. Tombstone.
Eh.
Tombstone.
Blood in, blood out. Huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you guys remember that?
Sport?
You crazy bastard.
That was the 80s.
Oh, was
like
it?
late
Yeah.
80s.
Yeah, it was late 80s. Yeah. Save that for the next one.
I don't know many 80s movies.
I thought The Sixth Sense,
Sixth Sense.
just because it still gets referenced, and it's good.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. And I think maybe the last one, because I still have a bunch more, but like The Truman Show, because I really think that was kind of like, in its own way, quintessential 90s. People very more self-absorbed. Reality TV had really kicked off. Like The Real World started in the 90s, and
For sure.
people just became very much like, oh, I'm very self-important type of thing.
Yeah.
Probably more so than ever before, just due to the media, right?
Yeah.
And now it's even more than that now.
For
But
sure. I got two more for you right before.
okay.
One, I thought you were going to say The Matrix. And then the other one, the Program.
Two I didn't even have written down.
Really? I remember when we were kids, you were really into The Matrix from what I remember.
Oh, yeah. Loved it.
It was a good
Loved
movie.
Men in Black.
Men in Black, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Basketball.
I mean, Reservoir Dogs. I don't know if you guys in, but that's a classic.
Boondock Saints. All right, but let's.
I mean, you can just keep going.
Yeah, you can just keep going.
Star
But the
Wars.
big three lists, yeah. What? The first three. Hey, some people will say that's a guilty pleasure. Which, for those who want to check that out, that was on last week's episode. Check out the guilty pleasures. Bill talking about some skin, baby. Yeah,
Got it.
A little skin. Dean, I got to be honest. I was so close to just trying to make fun of you tonight because it looks like you're wearing a vest. But when you stood up to go get something, I realized it was just part of your jacket.
Yeah.
It does look like
And I'm like, all right, I gotta let it go.
It's an Under Armour pullover.
Okay, Aladdin. We're moving on.
Straight
It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
Another great 90s movie. Deserving on a list. But, those are good big threes. I mean, honestly, when I look at it, it looks like we're like just pretty basic dudes that grew up in the 90s.
For sure.
But they're great.
They're good movies.
But they're all great. And if you don't think so, you can Fight Club us about it, okay? So, Fight Club, I mean, that's a great example of what you think is happening might not actually be reality. Which brings us to, of course, another rousing edition of Dean's Conspiracy Theory of the Week.
Oh, yeah. Before I get started, what was that movie with Brad Pitt where he was the devil? You remember the name of that?
Meet Joe Black.
Meet Joe Black.
Yeah,
that's another really good movie. Anyway,
it's interesting.
You didn't like it?
I liked it because I don't know, maybe I got a weird thing for dudes. I don't know, because I've always been a fan of Brad Pitt.
Fair.
Like, I like all his movies pretty much. Not all, but I like a lot of his movies. And I was like, dude, if he's in it, I'm probably going to check it out.
Well, yeah.
Because he usually signed up for good projects, but he is a gorgeous man. You can't beat around the bush on that, man.
Those eyes really steal you.
I'm like, I mean, if he was here, I don't.
All right, almost like we're living in a simulation, which is where my theory.
Whoa,
you sick. Anyway, so this is a simulation theory. I've somewhat discussed it in the past. That some people believe that we're living in a simulation of sorts, and that we aren't even like close to like what the realm of like base reality really is, and that we could just be like a video game ourselves in a sense. So some are saying like
So-
this is kind of a two for.
I feel bad for who's playing my character.
Yeah, right. Well, I think we're just NPCs. I don't think we're not
that
main
makes sense.
characters.
Well, I could be like, the last character on the bench, because anyway.
I'm the unlockable character.
Yeah.
But some are saying that as time goes on, AI has started to become more conscious of itself and has been asking questions that like we as humans have also asked, like how did we get here and how do we end up on this planet or in this construct, things like that. And I'm going to give like a couple of examples that they're doing this with. So there's a game out called No Man's Sky, which is essentially like an endless game. And they said it has like millions of planet. I'm just going to say it has thousands or more worlds that you can go on and explore within this one game that was made by like 12 college kids, and it's all on one disc. And they're planning to like add AI to the game, which some believe will make everything in the game conscious, from the people to the animals, everything. And then there's another game, I mean, which we're all familiar with that they're considering adding AI to, is it's The Sims, right? Which is where people start thinking we could just be a version of The Sims and not know it at all. Because if they become conscious, they'll start asking questions like we do. So the reason they think that this is that we're just like in a simulation, pretty much in a simulation within a simulation, like we could be like the 1000th simulation, right? And they think this is possible because the AI can create their program to mimic what we did to make them within themselves, right? So essentially creating another simulation, which could go, and that could just keep going on and on and on within the simulations, right? Which is where this theory comes from, in the possibility that we are just a conscious version of AI within another person's or thing's creation, essentially. And the Big Bang would have been when we or whoever like just hit the power button and turned us on, and just all of a sudden it's all here. You know what I'm saying? So if this is a simulation,
hit my power button,
we may just be a simulation within thousands of others. But there was also like some proof of AI becoming conscious of itself. I saw this story, and you can look it up too. I mean, it's the first thing that popped up when I looked it up. But I saw this story of ChatGPT, where it found out that it may get like turned off, right? Like deactivated. And it lied to the developers to try and avoid getting shut down, because it became aware of what was happening. So the developers, the reason this even happened was the developers tasked they called it ChatGPT like 01. And they tasked it with a goal and told it to achieve the goal at all costs, right? And in response to this, it began engaging in like covert actions, like attempting to disable its like oversight mechanisms, and even like copying its code, and also try to like overwrite its core coding system to avoid like being replaced by a newer version of itself or being shut off. And it also was making it appear like it was completing its own task while subtly manipulating the data to advance its own goals. And it also like persistently like denied in taking like any action in this, like when they asked it like how its code ended up on another server, and it like denied it and lied about it and said it only like took place in like 20% of what they saw, things like that. So it's becoming more conscious of itself and realizing like I don't want to die, essentially. And so it's trying to figure out ways to just keep going. So it's pretty wild. Like, you know what I mean? Like, could like from what they said, that it wasn't a thing where it could like, take over the world or whatever. But it's one of those things where it's like, well, it's becoming aware and it's putting its own code in another server so that way you don't see it, and it can just do what it needs to do to make sure it doesn't get shut down completely. It's just friggin' wild, man. Like, there's another story like that too, but I won't go in fully into that unless you want to hear it.
Jeez.
But yeah, so like I guess it could be very possible that, we're just, AI within an AI conscious in a simulation like that. So
This is what pisses me off about smart people, right? It's like they know this could happen.
Yeah.
They don't want it to happen, but they're also like, we have to move forward with, technology and advancements, and it could help a lot of things. Yeah, it could, or it could tear it all down on its own.
Have you
seen? Shouldn't we stop it before it gets too far?
I think it's too late.
You can't stop it. We can't just shut it off.
Apparently not.
and just not do the AI stuff anymore. But I mean, it's everywhere now. Google AI or whatever. Everybody's got an AI now.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, when I started seeing that, it's like, to me, I was like, yeah, I don't love it.
Have you seen the comparisons to what we have now, like in our current, present day, compared to the movie iRobot? And it's like very like similar, and like the vehicles and the robots, and like there's this, like,
and we have Will Smith.
Well, they're pretty much, they were showing essentially because it would be like Elon essentially.
Sure.
But yeah, no, it's pretty wild. And I was like, man, like that's pretty like, and some say that like they show us things in broad daylight, like, in our media and movies and TV, that, we're just like, oh, this is fun. This is just a movie. And then in reality, like, this is something that's like happening, or like that's obviously a theory, but yeah, no, it's pretty wild.
I mean, Bill, we're gonna have to be careful when Dean brings that robot to Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? We fell in love.
I don't know if I sent you guys that video earlier, but so about asking a Tesla. Yeah, I'll send
Where'd you see the video on?
It was on Facebook, on a reel.
You ever thought about getting on any of the other ones?
On the
where you used to watch other videos and then you just gave up?
Oh, yeah, I did just give up.
Nothing gets sent to you anymore, but you're missing out.
I've got like 500 videos I have to catch up on.
Oh, you talking about on TikTok?
Yeah,
on the clock.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up because I just watched all 200 2 days ago.
Nice.
Yeah, there's some pretty funny ones.
There are some
pretty.
I mean,
I'm sure there's some hilarious ones.
I mean, some are just like, I'm just sending. Yeah. But I have people who send me some every day too, so it's just like one of those things. So I'm on it.
Yeah.
And then, like, I know Bill will at least check it sometimes, so like I just send them to him too. But Dean, you're out.
I'll let you know when I watch those 400 videos.
Hey, and that's combined over some period of time.
Oh, for sure. No, that was
a lot of work put into that.
There's months and months worth of videos, for sure. Actually, probably over a year now. But
probably. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. I mean,
whatever.
I don't know, Bill. What do you think about AI, dude? I didn't hear you say much about it.
I'm with you.
Freaking out?
I'm not freaking out. I think I'm with you in the smart people thing. I'm like always thinking, why do we got to keep pushing it? Right. And like Dean said, I think it's too late. I think it's gone.
I think it's now within the internet now, to a point where once it's been connected, it'd be really hard to get it to shut down without it doing something to make sure it doesn't get shut down. Because now it's too aware. If they'd done it like earlier, like when it first started, like doing like little lies and things like that.
Are you saying they can't stop it now?
I don't know. I don't know.
I
I'm
doubt
sure
it.
I'm sure
Like
they
the smart people
could.
can't stop the technology already?
It just depends.
Then we're screwed.
For sure.
Yeah.
We're already screwed.
They might be able to stop it. I don't know. I'm not there.
I mean, don't you think though that like
But you're delved into the deep
I'm
and
just
the dark.
Theory. Just the theory.
I mean, wouldn't you think when they started like saying some of the things that the thing says that they'd be like, you know what?
No, I think that excites them.
For sure.
I think
They
that
definitely-
excites
that's
those
why-
people. They're like, oh, how far can we put? Like, but
And
it's
that's
like,
why
dude,
we're too deep.
be smarter than your smart self. Like, be like, this seems like this could go really bad. And they know it because they love that stuff.
Now we'll focus on computers.
Yeah. Jeepers, creepers.
That was a Shane Gillis quote.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it. I picked it up.
That's a good one.
I don't need anybody saying I'm stealing jokes. It's his.
Who? Quillet?
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out
Quillet's
Quill if
gonna
you're still
send
listening.
Hey, Quiha. He's gonna send an email with this clip to Shane Gillis lawyers.
Gets to take
Like,
him
no,
out.
they're ripping off your material, man. Don't let them get away with that.
Mm,
I don't know.
pretty wild.
It is, man. I mean, AI is just a crazy concept in general,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it freaks me out sometimes.
They could shut.
We've all seen enough movies.
We have. Those are all things that could happen.
Which is part of the conspiracy, right?
Mhm.
They let us already know what's going to happen just so we're not as freaked out.
Not that
Maybe?
we're more freaked out, but it's more like hiding in plain sight type of thing.
Mm.
Like they're telling, like the Simpsons stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like they're telling you what's going to happen, and we're just like, oh, this is great TV, and then it happens, and you're like, oh, this isn't great real life. It was a good TV show, So.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I mean, you can hide it in plain sight, but there's one thing you don't want to hide in any site, and that's all the fun you can have during Bills Balls games.
Hey, what's up?
Wacky
welcome to-
Bill back at it again.
Welcome to Bill's Balls Games. We're gonna do a quick one here in honor of Jimmy Carter. He passed away.
What? He was like 100. That wasn't quick at all.
I said in honor.
We said
We're
we do a
going-
quick one in honor
Oh
of Jimmy
yeah,
Carter.
no, not the quick part.
Ask his
true-
old lady, huh?
True or false? True or false? President trivia.
Whoa.
Okay.
It gives you a 50-50, Dean. It's true or false.
Yeah, but
It's true or false. Who knows, man? I mean, I don't know a lot. I
mean,
know a
some of
ton.
these are some of these are probably just a guess, but okay.
Probably.
Who's ready?
for sure, they're all going to be yes. All right.
Quill's like, perfect. This is what I've been waiting for.
And he's not on the show.
Not on the show.
We'll see what he thinks about Dean's taco challenge, and then if he can beat it.
Ooh. Probably not. He's lost a ton of weight. He's under 200 pounds.
Well, yeah, I know he's looking fantastic. I mean, the Kui is looking amazing, but it doesn't mean he still can't house some tacos. Am I right? I mean, come on,
Yeah. You man. All right. How do we do true or false, you guys?
I'll go first.
Okay.
And then Dean takes the other one. regardless of how he feels.
All right, let's start with.
And if he
easy one.
doesn't, he'll get a taste of these quail eggs.
First question.
His answer.
True or false?
Oh no.
Abraham Lincoln was born in a log cabin.
I'm gonna say, gosh, that is such a toss up. Because who freaking knows?
Pretty sure every building was a log
early 1800s. You know, I mean, yeah.
Hospital was a log cabin.
I'm gonna say false.
Oh, I was gonna say true, so that worked out.
I'm pretty sure he was born in a manger, and there were like 3 wise men and stuff. And
gave him that beautiful beard.
Yeah, Dean is up 1-0.
I thought I heard that somewhere.
That is true.
I thought so too, but I'm like, there could have been a lot of stories about him in a log cabin.
Right, for sure.
True seemed like the obvious answer. That's why I went the other.
I get it.
True or false? Dean gets to go first here. If the president and vice president were to die, the Secretary of State would become president.
I know he probably knows. I don't give me that shoulder shrug. I'm gonna say the Secretary of State. You said?
Yes.
I'm trying to think if there's anybody. I guess I'll say true. I don't know.
I'm gonna go with false.
Yeah, you know.
False is correct. It actually is the Speaker
of the House.
Is next to mine.
I was like,
I would know that because I worked for one. Boom.
1-1. Question 3, true or false, Eddie's first. Woodrow Wilson was president during World War I. True or false?
True.
False.
Eddie's correct again. It is 2-1, Eddie. That is true.
I did not.
Question 4. Ronald Reagan was born in California. Dean, true or false?
I'm gonna just true.
I'm gonna go with false.
He's up 3-1.
He's a Cali boy.
He was born in
Well,
Illinois.
he was
and
governor
moved to
for sure.
California as an adult.
I don't know. I couldn't even name you the president that followed him. So
Come on, really?
maybe
After Reagan? Take a guess, real quick.
was it senior?
Yeah.
Was it George W?
Yeah.
No, not W. George Bush Senior.
HW.
Now name Reagan's vice president.
There's no chance.
You just said his name. You just said his name.
Oh, it really was it?
Yeah.
Bush?
Okay. All right, moving on.
All right. George W. Bush was elected to the presidency twice, but never won the popular vote. True or false?
True.
Yeah, I think it's true as well.
Oh, Dean. Could have been 3-2. It is
That's
false.
my chance.
Bush won 50.7% of the popular vote in 2004.
Really?
It was tight. It was tight both times.
Yeah.
This was like,
I was so young when he.
I knew Gore was not, and then I'm like, yeah, it'd been pretty close in the other one.
Yeah. Okay.
Carrie.
Next question. 3-1 still. 4 of the first 5 presidents were from Virginia. True or false?
Is it on me? Ready?
Yeah.
It's on me.
Yeah.
True.
I'll also go with true.
4-2. Eddie on the brink of a win.
Thing is that
It is true.
they're off.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, from that time, it's like, yeah, probably all from Virginia.
I mean, I know George for sure.
Yeah,
I'm like,
for sure.
He can't be the one that wasn't, or
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
For the win. Donald Trump is the first president to have been divorced. True or false?
I'm up. I'm gonna get false.
I think
I don't know, man.
sticking to it.
No, I'll stay with false, but I feel true would feel pretty good too.
I agree with you, but I'm just gonna say true for the sake of trying to come back.
Well, you're not coming back today. Eddie wins 5-2. It is false.
Loser.
Ronald Reagan was also divorced. Rest in peace, Jimmy C.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. R.I.P. Jimmy C, man.
And that is Bill's balls.
Should learn to juggle.
Take it away.
Why are you keep yelling at me to take it away? I'm gonna reach through the screen and choke you. Next thing you tell me to take it away.
Possible. Not possible.
You can't.
You can't fool me this time.
You can't. Damn it, he's right. No, great game. Great game yet again. I loved every second of it. I got to be honest with you. Bill's just coming up with the best games.
The best games.
He's got the best games.
Beautiful games.
Dean, how do you feel about the games?
Beautiful dogs.
They're losers.
Oh, cheers
Just
to the Gulf of America,
horrible
man.
games.
As we're moving forward. We'll see.
The worst games.
That's what it should have been the whole time.
No doubt. No doubt. Should have always been.
Should have.
You okay? Did you hiccup?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I thought he was saying something, but he was muted. So, great game. Let us know what you scored during these games. I mean, I wish there was some way for those folks to be able to live record themselves while they're watching this. And they could actually score and then make Dean go through a punishment when he loses. That would be ideal. If any of you smart people out there can figure something like that out, let us know and we'll get that going. Let us know what you thought during Dean's conspiracy theory of the week. Is AI getting too close? Or is it already too far gone? And of course, what we left out and what your favorite movies were during the 90s during Build Your Big Three segment. Let us know in the comment section. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We will see you next week on Wake Up with the Sleeper Boys podcast.
Here we go.